Right.
Hey, so here we go, people. Welcome to Christchurch to this X39 stem cell activation opportunity discussion. Welcome to you all. We've been asked by Chris and Andrea to sit in tonight. They're away over the weekend, and Andrea's birthday, I believe, today. So if you get a chance, wish her a very happy birthday if you haven't already. Hey, so look, what's all the fuss about? Have you been patched yet? Most of you on the call may have seen this wee patch on this girl's arm. Um, and what that patch does, it elevates a very certain signaling molecule called a copper peptide in the skin, which activates your dormant stem cells. Now, this is a very big thing if you know anything about stem cells. And as we age, we recognize that stem cells decline in our body. So, this is a device that activates our dormant stem cells, which are responsible for regenerating and repairing the body. So, the inventor of this technology, David Schmidt, he's the CEO and inventor of this technology. David has over 130 patents in this field of technology, leaning more into 200 patents I've since learned as of now in phototherapy and light wave technology. He's first and foremost a scientist and inventor, and he's somebody that over recent times has started to specialize in age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his research on stem cell research. He was asked by the Irish government to go to the National University of Ireland, which is a globally recognized facility for stem cell research. And he's globally recognized in this field of technology. So it's great that we have the opportunity to embrace what he's put together. And this recent patent that we're talking about tonight, the X39 patch, took him 10 years of research and 4.5 million to bring to the market. So the patent that we're talking about here, it's a result of elevating copper peptide. If you're not sure what copper peptide is, you can Google that later, but it's a very important peptide. It's a signaling molecule in our skin which stimulates our body to manufacture things, including the activation of stem cells and improvements in energy and elevation in antioxidants. So this is what the patent is actually for. It's been clinically researched to elevate copper peptide. So why the X39 stem cell activation patch? Well, as we know, the fewer stem cells you have, faster you age, and the slower you heal. Now, I had never heard about this, and probably many of you on the call as well may not have been aware. And to me, this is where the real big opportunity sits. By age 30, you only have about half of your stem cells that are active. By the time you're 60, you lose almost all stem cell activity. And I had never been told this over the 60 years I've been around on the planet, from all the various surgeries I've had, or the medical consultations I've had, or the osteos, physio appointments I've had. Nobody told me that you lose just about all your stem cells by the time you're 60. And that to me is where the opportunity is, because when you understand what this X39 patch and what the technology does to increase and elevate stem cells, and once people hear that they've lost most of them by they get to 60, that is a magnificent, massive opportunity that's unfolding. So I'll get Linda just to share a wee bit about how the technology works.
Okay, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy, painted in nanocrystal technology. Basically, it works on the reflection of the light on your own light from your body to activate it. It's non-transdermal, which means there's nothing going into your body, no chemicals, no drugs, no stimulants. It's non-invasive, so there's nothing going into your body. So basically, you got your patch, you put it on either on the back of your neck, just by your shoulder line, or 2 fingers down from your belly button. So it's really easy. It's pretty man friendly. So
Yeah, I like that. I need that. So phototherapy, if you don't know, just think of standing out in the sunlight with sun hitting your skin, and there's no vitamin D in the sunlight, but the light has a frequency that hits your skin and signals the skin to make vitamin D. So this is the type of technology we're talking about here. And as Linda said, it reflects your own body's light to activate and elevate those copper peptides. Some of the benefits you can expect: increased strength, reduced inflammation, which is a very big common cause of sickness and illness, inflammation. We'll touch on that later. Increased stamina, energy and vitality. So Linda, you want to talk about the other side there?
mental clarity. So, especially for women, that's a big thing post menopause. Restoring your muscle skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep. Again, that's a big one for a lot of people of our age. Improved skin appearance, so your collagen levels come back up, so it reduces, well, depending on the people, can reduce your fine lines. So it's age reversal, which is a big thing these days.
I mean, hey, look at this here, man. We've only been wearing the patches for about 4 months, and we're looking better already on the Skin Improved Skin Connect. Now, it must be said too that the LifeWave products and the X39 patch, they're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease or medical conditions. You have to say that. You can't make claims around that. But what we can say is that the patch has been clinically shown and evidenced and third-party validated institutions to elevate the copper peptides. And it's scientifically shown that elevated copper peptides revitalize the dormant stem cells. So the stem cells are there, they've just gone to sleep. And so as they elevate, we're seeing all of these things and these numerous testimonies. I'm going to hear one soon about some of these things. As the stem cells start to elevate, it's wonderful what the body does to itself. Here's a topography map of a woman that was 77 years old in one of the particular clinical studies. They did these scans. So this is a brain scan on this particular participant. You'll see in session 1 before putting the patch on, you'll see all that red inflammation there, a lack of brain coherence and a rapid decline in cognitive function. One of the biggest issues in society today, as many of you will have experienced parents or loved ones with Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's. This is a rampant disease that's going through societies at the moment. It's largely caused to brain inflammation. Within 3 weeks of wearing the X39 patch, you'll see most of the inflammation has subsided. An incredible result to do that without other interventions. After 6 weeks of being on the patch, virtually all the inflammation's gone, cognitive function's elevated, gone back to a normal function. So I look at that, and personally, my father suffered from Alzheimer's and the stress that put on our family. I can tell you it's a horrible disease to have to live with, or people that you know have it. So I'm just imagining the family of this woman. How would they have felt to know that there's not just a decline, but a reversal in that situation? That's what we've got our hands on here to share with people. I think that's amazing. Long-term results you can expect from wearing the patch. So Linda, maybe you can jump in here.
Okay, so on the first few days, there's 4,000 of your genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes more balanced. And within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. So on average, I mean, it depends on the person. Everybody has different results, but this is on the basis of the study that it's shown on here. It's not age anti-aging, it's actually age reversing.
So that heart reversing situation, to me, that really astounded me. In the participants in one of the studies, it showed that all of the participants, bar one, after wearing the patch for 6 months, their heart biological age reversed by 8 weeks. 8 months, sorry. That's astronomical, really. So
8 years.
8. Yeah, it reversed anyway. The study showed that the average heart age reversed quite significantly, which is remarkable to get that without any chemicals or substances. So how to wear the patch, as Linda said earlier, just behind the neck or 2 fingers beneath the belly button. Put it on in the morning, wear it for 12 hours, rip it off when you go to bed, and then rinse and repeat. But make sure you do drink plenty of water and hydrate well. Get some electrolytes in you if you can. Celtic sea salt just dissolved on your tongue is a very good electrolyte, and then drink a glass of water after that. It helps absorb all the water into the cells, which is important when your cells are rejuvenating and replenishing. When your stem cells are reactivating, your body's trying to flush a lot of stuff out. And so many people often feel after they start wearing the patch, they go through a detox period. So important to keep your fluids up to flush everything out of the way. So the X39, it's a very sophisticated piece of kit when you understand the science behind it, but it is very simple to explain. as most of you sitting on here, when Chris rang me, all he said, Mark, what do you know about stem cells? I went, oh, I've heard of them. He says, mate, I've come across a little patch that you can wear. It takes the light off your body and it elevates your dormant stem cells using your own light without putting it in your body. And I go, wow, that was it. That was it. Simple as. That got my curiosity. Well, and then Chris said, shall we sit down and have a coffee and I'll step you through some more of the details, which is what you're seeing here. So it's very simple to explain. And that's all I would suggest as you're talking to people. Are you aware of stem cells? Did you know that your stem cells decline to half? You only got half of them by the time you're 30, almost gone by the time you're 60. There's this new nifty little patch, which is incredible technology that elevates your stem cells naturally. Would you like to learn about that? Wow. Yeah. Tell me, give me. How does that work? And then we can lead them to something like this. So you virtually don't need to know anything to be successful in this business. You just have to talk about stem cells and lead them to an information page we'll show you in a minute, and then get them to jump onto one of these things here. But the most powerful thing perhaps to me is hearing the stories of how this patch, we can talk about all the science and ins and outs and out the wazoo till the cows come home, but it's where the rubber meets the road and how this impacts people in their daily lives. So Carol, if you'd like to unmute yourself, I love this story from what I've heard so far. Carol is new to the team, but has just had such a wonderful experience. And Carol, tell us what happened to you.
Hi, everybody. So I suppose the first thing is I've been in pain, quite severe back pain for probably as long as I can remember, maybe about 30 odd years, to the extent that I've had to take time off work, been on ACC, almost too scared to make the bed because, I'd bend over and it'd go crack and that'd be the end of me. So I got made redundant in March this year, and Mark contacted me and said, well, I've got this amazing product and blah, 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 blah. And as soon as he said it helps pain, I went, oh, okay, now I'm interested. So that was really kind of what got me on board. I've been on the patch for, I think next week will be my 4th week. By probably day 3, I would say that I was feeling a whole lot better. By the end of the 1st week, I was feeling pretty amazing. I'm now at the end of week 3 starting to sleep a bit better, which is incredible for me because I'm 64 and I don't sleep. I'm horrible. But what I have found is I'm the operations manager in my new role, operations manager for a cleaning company. So I have to get on the tools if I have a team member away. I was on the tools on Friday night and I come home and I'm achy. And I'm achy from lugging a vacuum cleaner around on my back, or, the movements that you use when you're cleaning and you're sweeping and, in huge commercial areas. What I used to do 4 weeks ago was I'd have to come home and I'd be sitting there for an hour every night with my feet in Epsom salts, feeling utterly miserable, utterly sorry for myself. And then I wouldn't be able to move for 2 days. I'd be in so much pain. Now what I'm finding is, I come home and I'm achy, but the next day it's gone. So today, day 2, after working Friday night, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good. I've noticed my sleep has improved a hell of a lot. And the pain that I've been suffering for years has gone. So I'm a big convert, and I'm telling all my cleaning team about this. So I reckon in 6 months' time there won't be any cleaners in that company. They'll have to replace us all, because these are amazing, predominantly women, and they're in pain, and they go home to babies during the day. They clean at night for 4 or 5 hours, sometimes longer. A lot of older women, and they're in pain. And I've been having a lot of conversations. So I'm quite excited about actually having further conversations with them and getting these people onto these things. So that's me.
That's
Exciting.
fantastic, Carol. Wonderful. So heartwarming and listening to hear your story and what that's meant for you. What I love best about that is your heart for other people that are probably going through similar issues, challenges, pain, etc., and just to have a heart to want to share and help people. I think that's what we've got in our hands here, as well as a business opportunity. So that's fantastic. So as we know there, the best thing about these patches, they absolutely work, which is fantastic. So if you haven't been to this site already, this is at info. Go there and take a deep dive. There's so much more information about videos on the product, how it works, what phototherapy, light therapy is. They're all about the inventor. All the studies are on there. And that amazing story you've heard from Carol, there's hundreds of those on this site as well on the testimony tab. And it really is quite incredible how this is helping people in so many ways. So we're just going to segue a wee bit away from the technology and the product more into the business and the opportunity side of things. Like I said before, once you know that most of your stem cells have gone in decline by the time you're 60, and most people don't know that, and when they do hear about that, people want to know about this technology. So you can see here, the other thing I like about the business side of things, we're not dealing with a new startup, untrialed company. This company's been around for 20 years. They've built a very solid foundation and solid reputation. They're open in over 80 countries now, actually, since this slide. And what I do love when I evaluate a business, I like something that is unique. And the fact this has a patent, it's not a Me Too product that, like a weight loss product, skincare, or a supplement. You can't get it through a store or shop. You can only get it through a brand partner, which is one of us. And because it's unique and it's consumable, and it also meets a massive growth demand, there's a huge amount of opportunity here. So the company from 2021 went to $20 million in the last 4 years, have grown to 600 million with a projected 1 billion business by the end of this financial year. That's phenomenal growth. So I'm just going to touch on this slide here. You've got to have a reason why you want to get involved and engaged in a business. All of you will have your own reasons. Linda and I have our personal reasons about what we're looking for at this stage of our life. But I wanted to share a different perspective here. So I'm just going to come off screen for a minute. And I just want to share something with Linda and I have been away for the weekend, and we just had a bit of reflecting time. And one of the things we just looked at it, and I've done a wee bit of reading and research, was giving a whole new perspective about looking at residual income. So we all know what residual income is. That's you put some money in the bank and hopefully there's enough there you can live off the interest without touching the principal. So I'll just go off that for a wee minute. Now, I just want you to picture this for a wee minute. Picture that you're living in the home of your choice. You've got no mortgage. So basically you own the home. You're driving the car of your dreams or the car of your choice, and you've got no car payment and it's all paid off, and you own your own car. All your phone bills and internet, mobile phone bills are all paid. All your other bills are paid. You've got no outstanding bills. All your credit cards are current. There's no credit card debt or any other debt. Just want you to see yourself in that situation for a moment. And if you were in that situation and you had $10,000 a month coming in on top of that, how would that feel? You would have a better lifestyle than most millionaires with that situation. And think of all your friends that are not in this type of business. So if you have friends that are not involved, how do you think they're going to get to a point of having $10,000 a month coming in? Yeah, and we've all heard that residual income basically is that you've got enough money in the bank, and probably our parents told us work hard and save hard and accumulate enough money to live on the interest without touching the principal. On today's interest rate of 4%, to make $10,000 a month coming in residually, do you know how much you need in the bank? That's $3 million that you'd need to accumulate between now and when you retire to make $10,000 a month. So how many people do you know are going to make $3 million? Or are you going to be able to accumulate $3 million between now and when you stop working? Now, if you had $3 million in the bank, you get 10,000. So what if we halved that? So $3 million about to get 10,000 to accumulate, or you could do that through this LifeWave business in the next 2 to 3 years. So I just want you to think about that for a minute. Look at the difference in LifeWave. In this business, you sponsor 4 to 5 of your friends, and you help them do the same to their friends, and so on and so on and so on. By the time you're like 4 to 5 levels deep of doing that, you'll be earning about $10,000 a month. What if it took you 3, 4, 5 years to do that? Otherwise, you need to have a good job. After your job, you pay taxes. After you pay taxes, you got to pay your mortgage or your rent payment. If you've got a car payment, you got to pay your car payment. You got to pay off all your monthly bills. You got to buy your groceries. You got to pay for the kids' education and sporting gear and so on and so forth. You might have to put braces on the kids' teeth, etc., etc. The money that's left over, maybe you go for dinner out once a month or something, or do something nice, discretionary money. And then whatever's left over is what you call savings to try and accumulate the $3 million a month. Most people can't do it. And I really want you just to take stock in yourself. Can you do that? Was it easier to talk to 3, 4, 5 of your best friends and meet their friends and help them sponsor their friends? And like Carol's doing, talking to people to help them. So even if we half that, like 1.5 million in the bank would give you 5,000 a month. So what's easier, learn the system or accumulate 1.5 million? So maybe just think about that as we sort of wrap up. So, and let's just dumb that down a bit. Let's say you had $200 a month, and say you've been in the business 3 to 6 months, and oh man, I've been doing this for 6 months, I'm only making $200, and you think it's not fast enough. It takes $60,000 saved in the bank to make $200 interest payment. Now, most people are only earning 60,000 or a little bit more. Most people aren't even earning, or some people I know don't even earn 60,000. You make $200, it's like having 60,000 that you've just put in the bank. So let's keep going. Even if it took you 6 months or a year to make $400, that's like putting $120,000 in the bank. How can you do that, folks? Most people I know can't save $120,000 a year after the cost of living. And we dumb that down even further. So $100 would be like 30,000 in the bank. So let's just halve it. $50 would be like saving 15,000 in the bank. Now, why do I go down to like $50? Who'd be interested in making $50 a month out of a business like this? Well, that's like putting $15,000 of savings. Now, for Linda and I, when we got started in the first few days, we sponsored somebody, and our product introduction bonus was $35 was $50. In a week, to us, that was like putting $15,000 in the bank.
And any interest on it.
Which is easier. So you can get excited because the person you sponsor tomorrow and the person that person sponsors the next day, and they make $25 to $50 by sponsoring somebody to get a product introduction bonus and other bonuses. You've just helped somebody put between $7,000 and $15,000 in the bank in their first week in the business. Where else can you do that? So I get excited about that. So I just want you to think about that as we go into the next few slides as we're coming into land now. Oop. Where we share? Oh, wrong one. There we go. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the compensation plan, but just say, here's you here. We just talked about, go share this with 4 to 5 of your friends or people you love or care about, or even people you don't know. Make some friends and meet their friends. Put 4 people, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Just rinse and repeat that 4 to 5 levels down, 4 to 5 generations. To do that, you'll be making somewhere historically about $10,000 a month. And we've got mentors in the business that are showing us how to do that. And on it goes. So by the time you get 1, 2, 3, sort of 5 layers deep down here, and the company do matching bonuses, you could look forward to $5,000 to $10,000 a month, which is like putting $3 to $6 million in the bank, which is quite significant. If you haven't enrolled or seen an enrollment, get one of these off your sponsor. But there's 3 different packages you'll see you can come in: core, advanced, or premium. You see here that core package, that PIB there, product introduction bonus. Go sponsor one of your friends to get them on the benefits of what this patch can do for them. Help them with their pain, their sleep, their issues they've been having. The company will pay you $35 to say thanks for introducing that person. That's like 50 New Zealand dollars. It's like putting, what did I say before it was? It's like putting $15,000 in the bank right there. How quickly could you go sponsor some core brand partners? Even better on advanced, it's 75. That's like nearly 150 New Zealand dollars. That's like putting $30,000 in the bank. The interest is the same. And a premium package, man, that's like putting 200K in the bank. Register one person on a PIB once a month, and that'd be the same as like putting $250,000 in the bank, getting interest on. So we're going to wrap up now. So look, take the time to go through this as info. This is it, team, for the brand partners that are now registered and want to learn the system and how to build this business. It's all detailed, and this is it, team. Work your way through there. It really comes down to you. It's up to you, really. Your time to move. Your time is now. I hope just sharing that sort of paradigm shift about residual income and what that actually means when you flip it around the other way. How much money would you need in the bank to get the same effect? What's easier to do? Is it easier to try and save that amount of money after all your cost of living? was it easier to go and share this beautiful technology with 3 to 4 to 5 people and then help them do the same?